Hello, everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Thursday. Welcome back to the stream. I am here. Kitty Cat is here. She's very glad I came back. I went out for some exercise this morning, and she was wroth with me. But I think I'm forgiven. We're good. Hello, everybody. I would like to thank... see here. Dunstable had a 5-month reset a couple minutes ago. Thank you very much. Selvax with a 5-month reset, 5 months and a mount. How's about that? Good morning, Hazel. Good morning. And Kush Daddy 03 with a 12-month resub. Yesterday was my birthday, and today is my 1-year sub to Hazel. What a week. Happy belated birthday. I hope it was a good one. Close to getting the Hippogriff mount drop. It's a good one. I am currently on my way to my favorite place in Azeroth. The Darkmoon Fair. I figure I want to do a variety of things today, but before I get too carried away, what are the odds of that? That was my random favorite mount button. Genuinely, that was my random favorite mount button. There's the Blazing Hippogriff that we're all after. Fun fact, it's weirdly dim. It's always been weirdly dim. It's maybe they were like designing it and they were thinking, well, we really want these fiery effects to look bright and fiery. So, and you know, they're already bright enough. So you know how we're going to fix this is we're going to up the contrast by turning the rest of the thing down. I've done that. I've been there. Curious what it's going to look like when dragon riding on it. Oh, man. You mean like when I'm a dragon and I'm riding on it? Or like if they cave and they just decide to let any mount ever spin through the skies? Where am I going? Not on a flight path, certainly. Any mount spin through the skies with the agility and sheer muscular power of a dragon. Take me to the fair staging area, please. Found a random Badlands portal in Veldraken. I have so many questions. Well, I would imagine that there's a portal in Veldraken to the Badlands for Uldaman, the dungeon, because it's part of the Season 2 Mythic Plus rotation. I don't know why it would be where you hand in Titan relics, though. That's a bit strange, right? The other ones are all kind of like right by the bank. And you would think that one portal is much like another, but, you know. Hope your day is going well. Good as the morning's pretty good morning. I was asleep, about to wake up before my alarm, and I gave myself, I don't know if it was a dream or just like a thought train, but I gave myself a pep talk about, okay, today is going to be different. Today, your alarm's going to go off and you are not going to put your head back down in your pillow. You are going to rise and put on some clothes and go start your day when your alarm goes off, because nothing good happens. No further rest happens. No great ideas. No wonderful thoughts. There's no reason for you to stay in bed. And then my alarm went off and then I stayed in bed. Not for as long. I think my pep talk carved about 15 to 20 minutes off of my contemplating time, because I don't go back to sleep when I stop my alarm. I don't snooze buttons, so I know if I go back to sleep, I'm ruined. But I do, I don't know, lay in bed and just try to think my way out of getting up. I have yet to think my way out of getting up, but I have thought my way into being pretty late. Did a freehold 14, got shark bait. Congratulations, Glamrock. It's the reason of leaving bed. You guys. And her. She gets mad if I sleep in for too long. Once you turn on the power button, you need to go through the boot cycle. I will concede that when I am thinking, I often pick out my outfit for the day, or at least for the morning, because sometimes I'll change in the afternoon. But I'll pick out my outfit for the morning, and I will try to pick out, not my stream title, funnily enough. Those really don't happen until the very last minute, but I'll try and pick out what I'm going to do. I'll try and sort out what I want to do for the day on the stream. And that way although it's not like I couldn't figure that out last minute too. It's not like we come in here with a 10-point PowerPoint presentation and a bunch of structure. I would like to go to Glimmerrock-ish. I want to get my snail daily. Hello. Howdy. Meowdy. Hey. Kitty, you want to say hi? Have some coffee while we're on the flight path? Hi. What was I doing? Here, I'm going to drink some coffee and then I'm going to tell this pretty low octane anecdote. Starting to side with you in that Underrot's awful. Having heard more perspectives, I'm coming to realize that Cragmaw is very difficult, or at least tight to heal. It's got a really high healing requirement. But the actual functional mechanics of it are fine. They're not that bad as they weren't that bad last time. It's just the healing and the tantrum phase can get really, really dicey. So there's not a whole lot of room for error in that one. But there's so much. The thing about Underrot is the timer is bonkers generous. We wiped what felt like 5 times on Cragmaw, and we only overtimed the key by like a minute. We spent like an extra 12 minutes of the timer on Cragmaw, and we almost timed it on a 16. It's a very generous timer, and the rest of the dungeon is fine. The last boss is also like fun, but it's not a wall. It's not a hard stop the way that some of them can be. Couldn't finish a 15 because the last boss of all things, Underrot's timer is extremely forgiving. Yeah, the last boss is also messy, especially if people are taking more damage than they need to be. We had a really funny incident where our tank was talking to us about moving for the cone attack, because the boss does the cone. He throws up a bunch of puddles that land under where you're standing, and he was trying to get us to time it so that we wouldn't move until after the puddles had left the boss, so that basically not to move early so that we didn't clog up the area in front of where we were going with puddles, which makes sense. But we were convinced that if we just listened and we all just kind of like sat tight and then moved at the last minute, or moved after the cone had already gone out, then it would be fine. And we all pancake died. It was extremely funny. Unless everyone knows the mechanics. Yeah. It's, they didn't mess with that one as much. I guess they didn't really mess with the newer dungeons. It was mostly Vortex Pinnacle that got, and I guess some of the Freehold trash, but it was mostly Vortex Pinnacle that really got some redoing. I also found out for the first time in my life this week when I did Vortex Pinnacle that you have never needed to hit the lurking tempests in order to make them hide. You only need to look at them. I asked if that was new, and they said they were there last time, and it's total news to me. I always thought you had to hit them, but I guess it makes sense that if I was hitting them, I was also facing them, and you just have to face them with your character. You don't have to do anything at all. Yeah, second boss of VP is so mean. It's so mean, especially, I mean, I'm sure it's mean to DPS. It was really mean to heal. All right, I'm going to get my Snaily. Also, I've got a couple of well, I guess they're new world quests, aren't they? Because I've got 2 days and 22 hours. There's only 2 of them though, and I did get my Darkwing Fair buffs. So here, let's just do those while we're here. I do want to eventually warm up and get into an LFR. I would like to heal the first wing, which is the only available one, I believe, of Looking for Raid. I guess I should pay attention to this world quest, because world quests are complicated now. I need to destroy eggs. I have a stink bomb, because we know eggs don't like to be smelly. And then there's also some snakies. Okay, we can do that. I'm in high healing spec. That won't do. That's not good. Even with the upwind buff, had to keep cooldowns running constantly. What was I doing it on? I ran it on a 16. And we did finish it, so we did kill the boss, but holy moly, it took us an hour to get through the whole place. Almost entirely because of that. I don't think, we maybe wiped in the last boss once, as we were all kind of figuring it out again, but most of that hour was spent on Alteris just trying desperately to figure out how to heal enough. And because I mean, at first we had to figure out the whole using the cyclones to jump over the downburst thing, because we looked at the journal and someone suggested it and we tried it and we're like, well, you don't take damage from downburst, but you still take so much damage, there's no way that can be the answer. I was convinced that there was some other trick that we were missing, because it hurts so much, especially because the dragon changes the winds, and being downwind hurts you so bad. It's really, really dangerous. So it may get tuned, but it's also 16 is again a bit above my current gear's pay grade and above my group's current. I think we just need to get some new gear, get kind of work back up to it a little bit. So if I do keys on stream, I would like to do lower keys just to kind of practice them a little bit. Practice them, fill out my experience, getting a little more muscle memory back. But certainly not like 16s. Basically a Hersha Storm that's always on. I have not met the last boss of Brackenhide. I think I should do it on like a 2 or something, just so that I don't hate it forever. Because, you know, first impressions last a long time. So if it's a real rude awakening, then I may never want to go back there. I want more eggs. One thing that I have been having mild amounts of trouble with, very mild, but mild amounts of trouble with in Zaralek Caverns is determining active world quest areas. Because you can see the world quest, this thingy, the little exclamation point, and it used to be that you could see, you know, on the map like a blue zone telling you where you might find objectives for that world quest whenever you were at least on it and you had it active. And I don't see that. And some of these areas seem to spread quite far. So sometimes I'll just wander off and, you know, it looks like I'm just abandoning the whole thing. But I have reason to believe there might be stuff over there because, I don't know, there was last time. Have the little blue zones. It works for me. Oh, well, maybe one of my add-ons is interfering with it then. Maybe it's just a UI issue. I guess you know what I should do is I should temporarily. Oh, it's scary. I don't like doing it. Turn them all off. Turn them all off. No add-ons. And then you turn them back on one by one. Well, here, we'll turn them all off. We'll reload. Although I'm pretty sure that's what just happened when I turned them all off. We'll reload again, which you have to type because I turned off Leatrix Plus, which is the thing that lets me do the /RL. Yeah, I do not, here, we'll go back to the area. I do not have the blue thingy on my map. Aw, thanks, Jeff. I got one more coming as soon as I get it together. Underrod is my least favorite instance, closely followed by Brackenhide. Yeah, I need more time with all of them to kind of get to the bottom of it. Yeah, I do not have those area markers, and now I don't have any add-ons. I am turning them back on because it wasn't their fault. I forgive you. Here, give me... Also, this is a good opportunity for me to actually just, like, go back through my list and figure out which add-ons I need to be running anyways, because I have not... I did most of the raid last night without DBM, and then I was like, I should probably turn on DBM. So there's that. I want ATT back, but on my Druid. All the things I actually want back. We can do this. Better fishing is hopefully good. I'm assuming things have been... updated by now, I say as somebody who technically has an add-on that she never updates. Big debuffs is a no. Not too worried about that. Really? Do I not care about big debuffs anymore? Yeah, no, I guess I'm good. For this anyways, I use it for PvP. Buy 'em all would be great if that was back online. Although I don't need it like right now. Can I mog it is mandatory. Character stats is nice. Details is important, although there's like a lot of stuff. I don't know if I need all this stuff. Farm Hunt, Gladiator, Farm Hunt PvP, we don't need any of that. I'm not worried about handy notes right now. Leatrix I'll get back. Manuscript Journal, sure. Map Coords, sure. Not going to worry about Minimap Button Bag. I've heard that one's still a bit dicey. Mount Journal Enhanced is important. I did all the Orlog pet battles, by the way. I did the pet tamer that was active as a world quest. I did him 10 times off stream, so that you guys don't have to look at me do it 10 times on stream. But it is so that I only have one more pet tamer of the Zaralek Caverns left for Zaralek Family Battler. And according to Wowhead comments, they have fixed it so that you will get your Gerald pet now if you complete the achievement after this date. I should not, in theory, need to... I don't know if it needs Simcraft. I should not need to send in a ticket. World quest list. Does world quest list work? That would be nice if that worked. Biomall still broken? Bummer. I wonder if it needs to be forked. Considering switching mains to Evoker, finally did it. Armor upgrade system's making it easier. Yeah, I guess it would do that, wouldn't it? How do I know when I need to? Oh, for Prime. It's a good question. It's not very intuitive, I don't think. Chat might be able to be of more help to you. I think that you just kind of notice that you no longer have a sub badge, and then you go, hey, I bet I can prime some. Hope you're enjoying the new update. Yeah, it's good. Yesterday, I was really kind of into doing Zaralek Caverns rares because I wanted manuscripts for this thing. I was very excited about my new Slither Drake. Still very excited about my new Slither Drake. And I wanted to kill the rares because a lot of them drop manuscripts for it. Or sometimes for other drakes, but a lot of them drop manuscripts for it. And I would like go to it and I'd be like, oh, this one's up. This one dropped something really cool. Guys, and there'd be nobody there. And I guess I could have like listed a group for each one or like tried to put together a rare like circuit group. But I really just kind of wanted to drive by them the way I used to in the Forbidden Reach. And there's just not enough activity on the Zaralek Caverns rares to kind of like, I was leaving them behind because you can't really solo them very effectively in current gear, or at least I can't. And there's just, it's a bit too much of a pain to get people around if they aren't already there. Yeah, North American realms. I am based out of Canada. I need 4 more snakes. People aren't there as much now. People are still very much in the Forbidden Reach doing those rares. I wonder why. I wonder what it is that you get for those now. If they added some other stuff onto them, if they give you like, I don't know if people are doing them for flight stones or something. Oh, I got some Dream Bloom. I also my weak aura that tells me my profession knowledge. I think I may need to update it or something. I'm going to turn Rare Scanner off. It's just going to tell me all kinds of stuff that I can't do because nobody's here. Well, I'm assuming nobody's here. This is me projecting. People still gearing up alts in Forbidden Reach. Slither Drake Spiked Club Tail Manuscript. There's no option to change to it. Really? Because I was able to do that. I didn't because I previewed it and then it must just be a bug because when I went to my Drake customization, I had that one unlocked. So I must have gotten it as well. Did I finish this world quest? No, we're almost. We're getting there. We got 47 minutes left in this Darkman Fair buff and I intend to make the most of it. I'm not going to be the first person done with Nif and Rep, but I will eventually, short of, disaster or premature death, I will finish this rep eventually. Is that? Okay, no. I'm always on the lookout for lambent nodes to overload. I know that glow spores have kind of tanked back down again, but still, worth something. You get quite a few of them. Good morning, CME Freeze. People may be hunting keys and scrolls for meta achievements. Maybe, but I don't think that could account for how many people are still out there. I know we're not the only people that did the meta achievement. You know what? Maybe some people are hunting for keys because they've realized that their spec still needs an Onyx Annulet and they never got it during the mid patch and they're trying to get their Onyx Annulet for like Season 2 stuff. That might be it for some people. I think it's probably just people gearing up alts, I guess, because it's easy 385 gear. But if you take that alt and you just take them to, I haven't done it yet, but I'm assuming that if you take an alt to Zaralek Cavern, just like straight away at level 70, that you can, get some pretty decent stuff just from the get-go. And then, you're getting flight stones, you can upgrade it. Your upgrades will probably be discounted, assuming that you've been getting stuff on your main. It seems like it would be not too bad to gear up an alt in the new content. I guess I need to compare. I'm killing the wrong things. So if I want to make the snakes spawn, they were just happening before, but I think other people were spawning the snake. How do I make the snake happen? Rock Viper, do they just spawn around here? Do I summon them? Do I do the snake? There's one. I think that maybe they just spawn. Okay. It's my teleworking Thursday. Happy teleworking Thursday, Katie. Did the event of the plains, convoluted, chaotic. Yeah, I took a look at it as well. I took a look at it off stream. I need to get to the bottom of it because I don't understand. There was a lot going on. I picked up a couple quests. I got a couple of them done. I got some flight stones, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, and I guess I got a piece of transmog, so there is that. But what really I'd like to get to the bottom of, so Karakta is supposed to be the mount rare, but Karakta is supposed to be broken, although it can't be broken forever. But it is right here. There's a person. It's you and me. Gooby. Oh, 3 people. We're going! It's worth it! It'll definitely drop. World first crocked in North American mount drop. Kill mouse for orange orbs. Open a cache. Get a treasure chest open. But like, what's in the chest that you can't get somewhere else with less, that's less annoying? It's just unclear to me where it fits in the grand scheme of content, unless that's like your heart's desire is to go kill mobs and combine orbs and open chests. I got a box and it had like, I don't know. I guess I'm wondering if it's something that there's a reason for me to do on my main, or if it's going to be more of like an alt catch-up thing, or if I can just ignore it completely. Because if I'm just going to get Drake's Shadowflame crests, I am swimming in Drake's Shadowflame crests. I'm not even using them. There's really no reason for my main to have them. I'm looking for the Worm and the Aspect crest to actually upgrade my gear. So maybe it's just a Fermog thing. It's on par with the weekly rep thing in Veldraken. Okay. So, okay. 1 mount, please. No. Drake Shadowflame crest fragments. Wow. Okay. I wanted to do the cataloging quest, and I wanted to do my snail daily, and then I want to look into LFR. 411 staff and a Drake's stone. Okay. Useful for getting stuff up to 424. Yeah. But you get them from everywhere. I have 12 completed ones just chilling in my bags. I don't know. Cataloger's Raft. Randomly getting BOP greens and heroic Aberrus trash. Yeah, I saw that last night when I was in the raid. I thought that was very strange as well. They got Mog. There's appearances, I guess, so that's cool. Or something. It was just a bizarre choice. How you liking 10.1? It's good. It's good. It's fun. I'm still kind of figuring out what my... I wanted to say workflow. That's the wrong word. I don't know what my activity rhythm is, or what are words? How do you put them together? I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. But I'm enjoying the things that I've been doing so far. The raid is really fun. I'm a big fan. We went in last night. I had my first guild raid night. We went 8 and 9 actually, with a couple pulls in Sarkareth as well. So we went 8 and 9. Oh, that's a tall one. And normal, in my opinion, pretty easy. Like and mind you, we're a heroic guild, so normally we'll clear normal, and then, you know, we'll farm it for a while to get some tier, and then we'll work on heroic. We're mostly heroic guild. We don't move on to mythic, but we also don't stay on normal for super long either. But normally, we will get to it usually takes us a couple of weeks to progress, or not a couple of, it usually takes us at least a couple of nights to progress through normal. I think that in the last couple of tiers, we've gone maybe 4 bosses, 5 bosses in the first night. But we went 8 of 9. We went 8 of 9 with like some time left over. And we have another night. So I think we're probably going into heroic tonight. Because it was all pretty easy to learn. It was pretty easy to understand. It had some cool fights. Some of the fights were like weird. Like there was mechanics on normal that are in the dungeon journal that just weren't happening. Like on Magmarox, there was just no debuff for you weren't getting searing heat. In the dungeon journal. Also, I need to go pick up my turtle. In the dungeon journal for Aberrus, for normal, so you're on normal, and you're looking at the abilities, and you're looking at the puddle, it says that you stack up searing heat, dealing damage every player standing in this pool, ignite with searing heat, shrinking the pool over time. So maybe it doesn't debuff you on this difficulty. Maybe I just misread that. Because and then it just kind of hurts you a little bit while you're in the puddle, but it didn't hurt very badly. Searing heat. This effect stacks. Okay, yeah, no, I did read it wrong. Anyways, there's no debuff. It's just a little bit of pain when you're in the puddle, but it was easy. Is the point. We one-shot almost everything. I think the only thing we had to pull twice was Neltharion. I'm assuming that on heroic the fights will all be tuned much harder, and a lot of the mechanics will matter more. Whatchamacallit? Package collected. I'm ready. From Briggle. Oh, I'm racing the snail! I'm racing the snail! Yes! This is what I wanted from my snailies. I don't know why I needed it to be so literal, but I was so disappointed when I was doing snail racing dailies to become the best snail racer, and all they had me doing was, like, grunt work. Also, I don't know how they want me to get here. I feel like I have... You know what? I'm on a snail. I'm here for the journey. Watching Race to World first? I haven't been yet. I feel like I'm not going to. I've kind of toned down my ambient content running in the background a little bit. To try and help work on my focus and my attention span, which has been non-existent. So I'm trying to just have one thing going at a time lately. Normal be a good one to try for a first-timer who only does LFR. Oh yeah, totally, I think. I don't know what the pug scene is like, but I think it's a very pug-friendly, at least... Yeah, I think up to a point it's a very pug-friendly raid. I think the only thing that I can think of that could really get dicey in a pug would be maybe if people are dispelling too much on forgotten experiments. But even then, you know, you push it to the third phase, they go away anyways, it's fine. Patch feels like a Nagitar feel. It is a little Nagitar-y. This zone, I won't lie to you, I like Nagitar better. I'm still kind of reserving judgment a little bit, but Zaralek Caverns is not my favorite patch zone. It's fine. I don't hate it. Those are not glowing sentiments, though. I kind of wish I loved it more. And maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem, it's me. But I have fonder memories of Najdar Mechagon. Even more recently, Zareth Mortis I liked a lot better than this. Zareth Mortis I felt like had a clearer... It had clearer goals. It had clearer goals. And it was more obvious how it all fit together. But I think I might like it better. Like Korthia. I hated Korthia for ages until I finally sat down and got to the bottom of exactly how to get the things that I wanted from it. And then I felt much better. So perhaps I just need to... Once I've kind of gotten to the bottom of exactly why I'm collecting barter bricks and where they come from, etc., I'll feel better about this. I had a lot of fun in the Forbidden Region the last, like, 3 days when I finally started doing Scroll Hunters, so there was that. I have a delivery for you. This was fun. I did enjoy this. Following the campaign, hoping to figure things out. I had more campaign, actually. I guess I just assumed that something would talk me into going back and finishing it, but like I have my Slither Drake, so I don't know. I have my mount. I don't know what else they can bribe me with to get me to finish the campaign. Something. I can't do that right now. I'm on a snail. Do I have a snail buff? I don't see a snail buff. I see my Niffin contract. I see my Darkmoon Fair buff. You're not going to make me go all the way back on my snail. How do I get off my snail? How do I get off my snail? I'm getting an error message when I try to mount something else, which is typically my dismount button, is to click my mount button again. I'm just getting a you can't do that right now. There is a vehicle button. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. I thought I thought I had become the snail. You spend too much time with it, and all of a sudden your skin is not your own. I've gotten to a weird point in Dune. Yeah, no, it's kind of my dismount button is a bit lost on top of my bar. It's not a problem until it becomes a problem. Researchers under fire, time remaining assists them. Oh, maybe I should do that here. Well, I'll go take a look at it. I haven't done it yet on live. And I think I should for reasons. I wish I remembered what the reasons were. Sorting out which things are valuable and worthwhile and satisfying to do versus which ones you can skip because they're more for alt catch-up on a main is one of the things that's been tripping me up a little bit. Are you coming back? Hello. Someone in the guild did the event, got a mount and a bonus mount on top of it. For researchers under fire? Oh man, I had to ride it back. I was a little worried about that too. Because that does sound worthwhile. I do want mounts. Do I? Yeah. It's just, if I stop wanting mounts, then who am I and what do I have left? How much change can we really tolerate as people? Kitty cat. Okay, because yeah, I know the event is on some kind of a timer. It says there's 16 minutes. Here, let's just go in there and see what it wants. Titan parts gathered. Okie dokie. There's only 2 of 12 objectives achieved. Is this the kind of thing you usually... Is this the kind of thing that I want to join a pre-made group for, like with Storm's Fury, or can I just like hang out here and work on it? Aw, hi honey. Hi sweetie. Like the Grand Hunt? Okay. It's like a really big Grand Hunt. Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. Response team, Watcher defeated, Titan forces defeated. Well, now I have a blue thingy on my map. Okay. And I do this like once a week, right? Should I be doing this once a week on my alts? Will I die if I... Well, I have so many questions. We just got to go find some answers. Okay, that was mildly underwhelming. Nothing Dragon Rage can't fix, right? Got amazing luck today. TLPD and ANX dropped. Holy moly! Congratulations. Ow. Ow. They hurt. They hurt. Oh, there's people. Okay. There's other characters in the area that are also working on this. I should hang out with them. A lot of alts. You can get both mounts, the Mammoth and the Ray. The weekly quest gets certified tokens. You convert and send them from your alt. Okay. Should I have picked up a weekly quest ahead of this from somewhere? Or is it just kind of a thing that it's going to give me after I've completed it? It says you have not completed the event this week. Some elite bosses. You may need friends for those. Okay. Because I have 4 level 70 characters. I have 4 level 70s after you complete it. Okay. That's good. That's good. What is that? Regular Occan Bloom. Aloha from Cowie. Aloha. How are things? I got a weather alert for here. Little ways across the ocean, not too far. Vancouver Island. We are apparently this weekend going to get some... The weather alert said unseasonably, but I initially read it as unreasonably, and I believe that to be true. Unreasonably warm weather for May. Typically, temperatures here in this kind of season, we're kind of going between, like, I don't know, 10 and 15 degrees Celsius. I would say Fahrenheit, we're talking like 60s. So it's like warm, it's springtime, it's nice, but it's not hot. You're putting on a light layer if you're going outside. Like high 50s, low to mid 60s Fahrenheit. But we're gonna get apparently a little bit of a May heat wave, which is weird, although nothing's weird anymore. But I'm still gonna complain about it. Or, well, I don't know about complain. It sounds nice, honestly. High 20s to low to mid, like 33 was one of our forecasted temperatures. And for this time of year, that's insane. So I'm digging my summer clothes out from underneath my bed. I am looking to I'm physically replace. I have a fan in my closet. I'm going to physically replace it to out of my closet. I want to go to the ocean. I want to go fishing. Alberta wildfires concern me. Gonna be brutal. Seattle area. Entering ultra summer here in Florida. Multiple 80-degree days here. Opposite coast had snow Tuesday. Always 90 plus in Florida. I don't know how you guys do it. Yeah, the Alberta is like exceptionally on fire. 25 in Toronto all week. It's been like, I don't know, 15, maybe 18 here, but it's like, that's been the best. I've been going on these walks. There's been like warm spring breezes. The lilacs are blooming. It smells amazing outside. All like it's so beautiful, but it's about to get a little toasty. That's okay. I own shorts. I don't have air conditioning, but I managed to make do last year without it. And we had some decent heat waves, so I think we'll be okay with just some fans and some ice water and whatever. I just need to, oh man. Unseasonably cold in Texas for this time, only in the mid 80s here. Rained so much yesterday, we had a flood warning where I'm at. Teenage friends went swimming around this time of year. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the super cold water. I know that people are into that now. There's whole communities of people here that will go swimming or just, I don't know, standing in cold outdoor water at all times of year, not just in the spring, like in the winter, for health benefits. But if I want to do that, I've got a shower. And I don't wildly want to do that. I've come to the understanding that cold showers are indeed helpful for focus, but also I hate them. What is that? Boulder Fang. Do I need a Boulder Fang? I have a Boulder Fang already. I'm on the lookout for pets that I don't have because there's a couple of rare ones. Although I found another one of those moths that was rare, the ebonwing moth. I found a second one. Also, this thing seems to take like a long time. Only do a cold shower if it's like 30 Celsius plus. My compromise, if I'm trying to like wake myself up and sort of shake myself into gear, my cold shower compromise is I take like a warm shower, and then at the end of it, I turn it down some. I don't turn it down all the way. I'm not turning it down to icy water, but I'll turn it down to like a solid cool, which is, I don't know, freezing for me. But I rinse off with it pretty quick and then go, and then like get out and move, because if I stay in cold water for too long, I don't know, my core temperature drops. It's really hard for me to heat myself back up. I'm not saying I get hypothermic, but I'm saying it's really hard to get back warm again once I've gotten that cold. So I just, real surface level, just to get my core temp down, kind of, but not really joking. Been trying to down normal Sark since yesterday. We always wipe in the last phase, bomb the Shadow Realm. Something messes up, even when all of us are alive. Yeah, we were having some trouble with that as well. So I was figuring it out kind of on the fly as I was working on that yesterday. And in phase 2, bombs are easy peasy. I was doing plenty of them as a healer because I had some time, and I figured I would let the DPS do DPS. So you grab the bomb, stand in the thing, go downstairs, bada bing, bada boom. And then in theory, in phase 3, it's the exact same thing, except you have to catch some of the Grace Whirls to go downstairs, except that I'm just not good enough to catch enough of them to go down, I guess. Maybe I need to be like holding some Oblivion stacks early, but there's more going on in that phase. And it just seems, I was having some difficulties with it. It was a bit dangerous. We didn't kill it, clearly. But, yeah, it seems, I think I might be missing something still. Ithadar, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. One time I had to wake a friend up who would not get up. We needed to move by throwing ice water on them, and they were unhappy but understanding. That's a pretty good friend to be understanding. Oh, man. Hard to get myself to wash my hair when it was dyed with cold water. I went through the phase where I would like rinse it like under the bathtub faucet on cold, and I would just stick my head under that. And it was just so miserable. Or I would like fill up a bucket with cold water and I would like kneel over the tub and just dump the bucket on my head. Awful. I just decided I was going to let my hair fade and that I would just not wash it as often. And that worked out pretty good. When I had colored hair, I would just stretch out my wash days. Would have missed a train if they hadn't gotten up. That's fair. That's reasonable. I think I talked myself out of lightening my buzz cut. Well, it's not much of a buzz cut anymore. I'm kind of scruffy. But I think I talked myself out of lightening it blonde. But I kind of want, and we'll see if I still want this by the time this actually becomes the truth. If and when Hazel buys her own Hazel house, or she can Hazel live, and she Hazel owns it. This is a verb prefix now. I kind of want to dye it pink at that time. So I'm, I don't know, like you'd think the house would be enough incentive to like get your life together and save up some money and see if you can buy a house. But like, if we reach the goal, that's the thing that I'll do, or that I at least would like to plan to do. Nothing stops the research. To celebrate, especially with stream, because I'm gonna move and I'm gonna show you guys nothing. So at least some pink hair would be like visible on camera, right? I got a bag, researcher's gift, contained trinket, coins, supplies, reputation. I do like reputation. Where was that? Yeah. I should do the world boss just while I'm thinking about it. Let's go do the Zakali twins. Twins? Elders. Zakali elders. Nothing says christening your home by having pink hair. Colored hair is hard work. Yeah. Yep. 80 tokens in your bag. Green item that looks like a compass. Oh yeah, these things. Yeah, I've been just stacking them up. I got 15 of them from the event. I've been holding on to those because I want to save them up and then turn them all into coveted baubles to trade them for cosmetics later. I do not want to buy any of the crests or anything like that. I just want to save them all for mounts.
And show them what those weapons are truly capable of.
What would be the point of painting your hair if you buzz it every week? Well, you can try different colors. Also, this is 6 weeks worth of this is 5 or 6 weeks worth of not cutting it. So if you don't mind being a little fluffy, you don't have to do it every week. But it's actually, if you want to play around with hair colors and you're worried about damaging your hair, having really short hair is a little bit of a workaround because, you know, you do it, and if it doesn't go super well, you buzz it off, and then you grow it out another 2 weeks, and then you can just do it all over again with something different. The thing you don't want to do is you don't want to harm your scalp, so you want to be really careful when you're putting, not so much dye. Dye actually doesn't really hurt things that much. It's bleach. It's any lightening agents that are going to be really corrosive on your scalp, so you just want to be real careful with that, which is the main reason I'm not messing with it now. That, and I don't think I look that good as a blonde. Resto Drew, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Friend has buzzed velvet length hair. Dyed little blue stars all over it. Looks cool. Doing house stuff as well. Met with the guy from the bank to discuss home loans today. It's daunting. Oh man, do you have any tips for how you're keeping it together and keeping it moving along? Because I'm not even anywhere close to there, and I'm scared. I am afraid of every part of that process. I'm gonna have to talk to people. I'm gonna have to call people. I'm gonna have to do paperwork. I'm gonna have to. I don't like any of it. I think I'm gonna have I'm gonna make myself worksheets like at school. I'm gonna make myself a big pile of worksheets and notes, and then get them all organized. And then have all the info and the numbers and the tasks and stuff. That's how I moved. I moved by making a big mind map of all of the garbage that I was gonna have to do. Also, apparently, I'm just doing world quests now. That's not what I came out here to do. I made a mind map where I like brainstormed all of the trash that I was gonna have to do in order to internationally move and repatriate. And then I dunked it onto a calendar, and I just made a lot of lists, and I just kept working through my lists, and I lived by the lists, and that got it done eventually. I suppose I should find a group, eh? No group. Start a group. World bosses. Sakali elders. War mode off. Huh. Okay. Alrighty. Stuff feels very stressful. Yep. I hate it. Oh, I hate a lot of things. And it's not the kind of thing that you're going to do all the time. Like if you were, I don't know, like a realtor or a broker or something, and you dealt with the banks and with the, well, I don't know if realtors, but they probably don't deal with banks. If you were the kind of person that did this kind of thing all the time, and you had dealt with it enough to have your favorite ways of doing it, and you were really familiar with the process, and you knew what to do, what to avoid, and you felt good, and you had it all kind of like tucked away in like your muscle memory, your brain's muscle memory anyways, then I feel as though it would be not as scary, because the thing that's scary is that I haven't done any of it, and I don't know any of it, and that learning things hurts. Learning things physically hurts the brain. Especially when they're new things that involve other people. It's an uncomfortable thing, and there's just like a million things that you're gonna have to learn that you're then only gonna have to do once every 10 years. So that's the sucky part about it. What made you decide to move to Canada? I was moving home. This is where I grew up. I'm from here. I missed my family, and I wanted to live my life closer to my family and kind of live somewhere I could put down roots and not second guess it. Big relief to talk to the guy. Oh, nice. Repayments should be much the same as my current rent. Oh, that must be a huge relief. That's awesome. That's awesome. I've been looking at mortgage calculators, and they upset me because you think, well, I make XYZ amount. I have XYZ in savings. I should be able to afford this kind of house, right? And you like kind of plug in the mortgage calculators and you're like, geez Louise. That's actually, you know, I guess it's just a reality check on how expensive real estate is. But you think something looks very affordable just because you've been brainwashed into thinking it's affordable relative to the rest of the houses on the market. And then you actually look at how to pay off loans of that size. And then it's like, holy macaroni and cheese. Listening to my friend having gone through it, found a good real estate agent, gave us a list of lenders, opinion on each of them. Nice, yeah. Tried using the calculator, was not kind. There's a lot more detail. They need to be accurate. Okay. Yeah, I'm just doing everything one at a time. It'll be worth it once you're in it, though. My dream, and I don't know how realistic this is, I'll find out. It's one of those things you can't really predict, but my absolute dream is to buy the house just once and then to live in it forever. I don't see myself moving for a job or a love interest or, you know, not... I don't see anything peeling me out of here. I guess maybe a big old natural disaster would do it. But that's kind of the dream. Part of me wants to get a place that's like already very, very friendly for elderly people to live in. Things like wheelchair accommodations, one level living, that kind of thing. Not too many stairs. So that when I'm old or 39 and my knees don't work anymore, I can still stay there and have more time before someone has to decide whether they should get me put away into the box. We'll support you if you want to sell out for a while. Aw, shucks. I appreciate that. I was talking about this with a friend about how of all the people, and I'm sure some people would be annoyed, but of all the people that would be annoyed or unhappy if I just started like doing more brand deals, it's mostly me. I think you guys would be a lot more understanding than I would be if I started just doing like more sponsored streams and videos and stuff like that. They're pretty much most people. It's a pretty normal thing to do that I, for the most part, don't do, that I probably just should. It doesn't have to be as big of a deal as I'm turning it into, but I do want to do that. I just want to get my workflow and my schedule and my content to a place where I'm happy with the base level of it, because the last thing I want to do is sell out when I don't have quality value to offer for it. You know, it's one thing to have a brand deal on like a good video. And it's another thing to just be like taking money and just kind of like slapping anything together because you signed a contract. So I want to actually get my content back online so that I have something worth sponsoring. Am I still going on fishing trips? I want to very much. I hadn't been going the last couple weeks because I was buckling down to get raid guides out. But now that they're more or less done, I got one more, but now that they're more or less done, I want to go fishing so bad. I think this week I'm going to go fishing. The weather should be nice. I can slather on some sunscreen. I can pack a lunch. I can bring lots of water. Oh man, I miss the water. Trouble's finding the right sponsorship. Stuff you like and use anyways. I get hit with these waves of what I'm sure is hypocritical, but I get hit with these waves of kind of anti-consumerism where I look at all these things that tend to advertise on social media and I go, nobody needs this stuff. I don't want to sell things to people that they don't really need, but it's, you know, it's not like I'm throttling somebody and saying buy this or else. The thing that I used to do, because I used to be in sales. I used to actually be a commission salesperson, believe it or not. And the way that I made my peace with that, because that is also a big pile of selling people things they don't need, although sometimes they'd need like a laptop for school or whatever, but for the most part it was stuff they didn't need, is you don't have to convince them that their life is over without it. You don't have to be like high pressure or scummy about it. You just kind of like present what it does, you know, illustrate some use cases, and then let people make up their own mind. I was terrible because I would never ask for the sale. But it doesn't have to be super scummy. You can just kind of illustrate the thing. But it just feels a little gross when it's not my thing. Like, you're putting your name and you're putting your work behind promoting something that somebody else made. And I know they're paying you for it, and that's like the whole point. And it's not like I'm about to become like a business owner myself. Well, aside from this, it's not like I'm going to launch my own. I don't know. I'm not about to launch my own product line or anything like that, because it's just a lot and I am mildly functional at best. That's just the kind of stuff I end up running back on. Hi, kitty cat. Hi. What do you mean? I needed the 8 cases of energy drinks. Quick way to get gear. Forbidden Reach will spit out gear pretty quickly, but if you just start playing through the new zone, you're going to get gear from World Quests, you're going to get gear from the regular quests, and you can upgrade that gear as well, so you can improve it if you work on it. Cats I see every day climbed a tree yesterday. She got about 20 feet up. Holy moly. She get herself back down? I want to leave this place. I don't like it here, and I'm going. But, oh, jeez. Oh, man. Oh, ah. Flying dragon body. I think she was after a bird. Danzity R23, thanks for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. I deep breathed because I had big ideas about here. I'm just gonna take the red sickness. I had big ideas about I don't know, getting some distance as well as getting. I don't know what that's for. You leaving? Stunning them or something, but I don't think I'm not even spec'd into the deep breath stun. Yeah, I did a handful of keys. I've done. What are we saying here? Mythic plus 6 of them? 5 of them? I did 5 keys so far. That was all Tuesday night. I'm going to do more this weekend. Well-chewed chest. Oh, is that what I use my key for? I haven't opened this one yet. Huh. The only reason I found this has been because, see you later. The only reason I found that was because I spirit rezzed in there. Okay. Yeah, handful of keys. I'm going to go to Stormwind, and I'm going to get my trader's post thing. I have not picked up my turtle yet. You guys have your turtle? Nell Flare is impossible. Hell's Infusion super easy. I did a Nell Flare 11 that was okay, but it was an 11. I think that on higher levels it's going to be real rough. I've heard bad things about the worm boss. Brackenhide last boss is disgusting. There's a turtle. For filling up the May Traveler's Log bar, there is a turtle mount. There is a... Here, I'll go get it and I'll show you. Completing the storyline gives you the raid quest, gives a free crafting infusion for killing Sarkareth. Okay. Ugh. I don't want to. I guess I'm barely crafting anything. Worm boss wrecked my team into 14. Yeah, I have some concerns about all that. I need to do LFR. I think that's what I'm going to do next. There we go. Savage Green Battle Turtle. That's what it was. That is for doing the May Traveler's Log. Let's go take a look at it. Oh, dark over here. And then I heard that it was slow, but this seems like regular mount speed. I'm going 110% move speed. What? No, I have water shoes on. Angry Blastoise. There we go. And then I'm swimming at 135%, which I think is buffed swim speed. I think that is mounted like water mount swim speed. Did they speed it up? I think they must have, because I am going... This seems like normal mount speed. Here, let's get on a yak. Apparently my yak is tall enough to just run in the canal. Because I have water shoes on, but this does not look like I'm. I think my yak can just touch. Some mount animations look slower than others. So yeah, I'm going. Oh no! You're right. I'm going 210% speed, regular mounted. You're totally right. The turtle is slow. I'm going 210% speed on my yak, which is apparently a very tall boy. And then if we get out here, I just forgot how fast mounts were. 110 is what I should be able to do. Like just hang on. So I go 105 running, and then I get on the turtle, and then I think because of a mount speed bonus from like being in a guild or something, I bump up to 110. So yeah, it is pretty slow, but it is technically a water mount, so it will swim faster, I think. Water shoes, inflatable water shoes are a type of mount equipment that you can slot into your mount journal, and they let you water walk on any of your mounts. Check out the news and Wowhead. Excited to hear your thoughts. All right, let's take a look. Blizzard has provided a preview patch 10.15, including a whole new specialization for Drakthir Evokers and a mega dungeon. Wow, they're really trucking along. Augmentation Evoker spec. Third Evoker spec confirmed. Ow, I scratched myself. Blizzard has announced the third Evoker spec, the Augmentation Evoker. View original. Take me to worldofwarcraft.com. Bolster your allies. They're doing it. Bolster your allies with the Augmentation Evoker specialization. Emberthal and Abyssian are working together to release the Black Dragonflight essence that has been siphoned from the Drakthir during their long stasis, unlocking memories and powers forgotten to them. The results of their efforts will be felt by all Drakthir Evokers. They'll gain access to a brand new specialization, Augmentation, available immediately in 10.15, Fractures in Time. Imbues allies with the might of the Black Dragons, bends time and fate in their favor with bronze magic. Augmentation is a new DPS role with a twist. They use the essence of the Black and Bronze Dragonflights to amplify the abilities of nearby allies. The playstyle for this spec involves empowering your allies with a variety of beneficial effects. Some can be cast directly on your allies, others are tied to using your damage-dealing abilities effectively. Interesting, okay. They deliver their damage in a wholly unique way. They act as force multipliers, increasing their group's capabilities and damage output significantly. How do you balance that? That's a them problem, I guess. Certain augmentation abilities buff either your whole party or specific members. Many have smarter proximity-based auto-targeting, so you're maintaining focus in the battlefield and enemy selection. Ah, yes, enemy selection. I know what they mean, but it's just funny to see it said like that. You will still be able to target specific party members if you desire. Plenty of freedom to bolster your allies as you see fit, so you can play favorites. Augmentation makes use of familiar capabilities like spending essence, using mobility, and making use of empowered spells. Sample abilities for augmentation should give you an idea of what each aspect of magic brings to the table. Black magic focuses on raw power increases and forceful outbursts of earth and might. Bronze magic's all about bending time, changing fate, shifting timelines to tremendous effect. Ebb and Might, 1.5 second cast, 30-second cooldown. Gives 4 nearest allies primary stat by percentage of your own. Causes your eruption to deal more damage for 10 seconds. Some of your other spells extend the duration of these effects. Eruption replaces Disintegrate. 2-second cast costs 3 essence. Splits violent eruption beneath an enemy's feet. Deals volcanic damage. Is that new? That must be new. Volcanic damage. Split between them and nearby enemies. Not fire damage, volcanic. Increase the duration of your active Ebb and Might effects. Upheaval, 2.5 second empower, 40-second cooldown. Gather earth and power beneath your enemy's feet, send them hurtling upward, dealing volcanic damage to them and nearby enemies. Empowering expands the area of effect. Increases the duration of active Ebb and Might. Breath of Aeons, 1.5 minute cooldown, replaces Deep Breath, fly to the targeted location. Exposing temporal wounds, owie, on enemies in your path for 10 seconds. Nothing like time travel wounds. Temporal wounds accumulate a portion of damage dealt by your allies and then crit the enemy for that amount at the end of the duration. What do you mean critically strike the enemy? Not a me problem. Increases the duration of your active Ebb and Might effects. Okay. Access to a brand new spec tree. Augmentation evokers can choose to further spec in bronze or black, as well as discover new ways to power up their allies. So attune yourself to the essence of the black or the bronze. Black gives you movement, maximum health or movement speed. Oh, I was about to say cute. That'll be useful. Protect an ally with explosive dragon scales. Increases their armor by a percentage of your own. Melees against them cause a scale to explode. Ooh, that's kind of cool. It's like an earth shield, but it's like a spicy earth shield. Can conjure a pair of stones. One for your target ally and one for yourself. Activated by the bearer to transport them to the other location if they're within 100 yards. Ooh, weird. I don't even know how you're going to go about using that. Augmentation evokers offer a unique opportunity to delve into a playstyle never seen before in World of Warcraft. While we're still working on some aspects of this new paradigm, like introducing some new combat loghooks so the add-ons community websites can effectively measure your performance, for example, we hope you've enjoyed this early look at it. We'll see you in the Dragon Isles. All right. I don't know how they're going to balance it, but I guess they'll figure it out. They must think they can do it. Might be switching from preservation to this. Yeah, interesting. Hoping for a class like this since my friend had me switch from 12 to WoW. God, they continue the Asian naming convention for the evoker specs. Preservation, devastation, augmentation. Yeah, that's good. Worried that it'll become mandatory. Yeah, isn't that what happened in Classic? Also, you guys are falling over here. Stand up straight. There you go. Isn't that what happened in Classic with, like shaman buffs and paladin buffs and something? It was just like they had to be there. I guess at least the augmentation evoker has like something to do for their own damage. There's more news. That's true. That's true. There is more news. Fractures in Time. The original. 10.15. Look at them progressing through their roadmap. Fractures in Time Summer with it while adventurers breach Neltharian's secret laboratory in Abyss. New patch in the PTR, new Drakthir spec, new mega dungeon, and much more. What does the image say? Image says mega dungeon, Drakthir spec, public event time rifts. They're gonna have to really sell me in public events. I don't know, man. Questline and dailies, Whelp daycare. Okay, all right. I think you're talking. Dragon riding event, Warlock race updates. Oh, more races for Warlocks. For a moment, I thought we were going to put all the Warlocks on a big old track. You've seen snail racing. You've seen dragon racing. Get ready for Warlock racing. Warlock pet customizations. Okay. Returning player improvements. Gotcha. Neat. Okay. New evoker spec. Augmentation. Here, let's make sure. There you go. Read more about the new spec in the preview article. We read that. Good. How do I feel about this? I feel very wait and see. I feel nothing. I feel ambivalent. It looks cool. I have not questions, but basically I think I'll feel better about it. Well, I don't have to feel better about it because I don't have to play it. I'm a preservation evoker. I'm a healer. This is not a healing spec, so it's mostly just, and it doesn't really seem like it would be much of like an outdoor solo play spec either, does it? Like it seems like it will shine most in group content. You're not like, I'm sure you can augment yourself, but probably to somewhat limited effect. So it mostly just seems like kind of an interesting thing to mess around with. But I don't know if I don't see it massively impacting my life. New mega dungeon, Dawn of the Infinite. It also seems like they're mostly, and I guess I need to look through their talents and stuff, but it seems like they're mostly augmenting people's damage, as opposed they're not as much augmenting people's healing. At least that's what I got from the article. I may be misunderstanding. New mega dungeon, Dawn of the Infinite. This is a pretty screenshot. Look, it's Chromie, and then it's blue-haired Chromie. Infinite Dragonflight have worked hard to see their ultimate goal of triggering the transformation of Nosdarmu into Murazond. 8 boss, mythic only, mega dungeon. You'll fight a Ridicron and Galakron, work to sustain Azeroth's timeline, put things to rights once more. You betcha. Join together for time rifts. Push back against the waves of minions. Ooh, hang on. Time streams have become a bit more unstable with recent events, and as the boundaries between the timelines weaken, minions push back against waves of minions. Plug the hole to set timeways straight again. Okay, that's fine. Eon's Fringe? Undertake new repeatable content, settle timeways, solve the problems brought about by their instability. Sounds like world quests, daily quests, something like that. Weekly quests. Whelp daycare. Hold on. The dragons have more eggs than they can handle. They've called in the crew at the Little Skills Daycare to help. The crew quickly finds itself overwhelmed, has asked for a little help from their friends, you. Guide 5 dragon whelps as they grow and learn about the dragonflights, earn renown, and more. Aww. Warlock class expands to new races. The Warlock class will become available. Holy moly, what? In fractions of time, the Warlock class will become available to Night Elves, Draenei, Lightforged Draenei, Pandaren, Kultiran, Tauren, High Mountain Tauren, Mag'har Orcs, and Zandalari Trolls. Warlocks will also be able to undertake a new quest line, starting with the quest Beginning Impositions, which will unlock a new impet customization. Players will be able to visit the barbershop to customize their pets. Awesome. That's so funny. QP Ranger, thank you for the 15-month resub. Very much appreciated. Also, Dancity, I missed your brand new sub. How does LFD Warlock make any sense? Just let it happen. Just let it wash over you. I mean, I've always kind of wanted a Draenei Warlock because you could really do a cool kind of Eridar vibe, even though I know that's like not what they are, but like, you know, Night Elves can be mages now. What would I do? Draenei Warlocks, man. Draenei Warlocks the move. That's so good. More class balance and tuning coming from mages, rogues, holy paladins. Yeah. Fractions and times make its way to the PTR soon. Oh, that's cool. I don't know. This excites me more than the evoker thing because I know what warlocks are, and because I think that this is very funny that they can just be anything. Oh. Breaking the fantasy a bit. There's lore behind the Night Elf mages, though. Yeah, I mean, maybe they'll add some story to kind of explain that. Maybe they'll add some story to explain it. Kultiran warlocks make kind of sense. Normal humans can be warlocks already. Yeah, some of these things I don't really like. Mag'har Orcs is another one where it's kind of, I don't know, against their thing. But I think that one of the things that they're kind of, I don't know if this is something they're doing or just something that's happening in my brain. A character of a given race in WoW doesn't have to necessarily be completely aligned with all of the tenets of that race anymore. Like, in the game, there's been a long history of, I'm just talking out of my butt. I feel like, in my imagination, there's been a history of NPCs that have races, or that have class race combos that are not represented in their, like, they're not part of, like, the vibe or the rules. But, you know, you talk to them and they're like, yeah, I'm a rebel. I don't care what the rest of my race thinks. I'm doing this. And I don't see any reason why we can't do that, right? Like, maybe it's super taboo for a Draenei to start messing around with demons, but does that mean they can't? Does it mean if they go and start doing some ritual, you know, summonings that the Twisting Nether is going to be like, no, you don't qualify, right? Like, just a more individualistic kind of, that was not that cool. A more individual kind of vibe. Legion had a literal demon as a paladin. Just been hanging around with the naughty kids. Cool. Neat. This is interesting. I'm gonna have to mess with this. The augmentation evoker. I mean, that looks pretty cool. I know it's not a tank spec, which is what a lot of people wanted, but it's different. It's fascinating. Is it going to be mandatory? Will people be able to finish dungeons without one? Definitely need more support specs that are not healers. Yeah, I think they'll probably, I mean, they've redesigned specs pretty drastically before, so I think they can probably get away with like doing something kind of wild. And they do it for a patch, and if it turns out that it's just either impossible to balance or they're you have to bring one to the group or you can't bring one to the group and it's just like something that they can't quite find a good spot for, then they can redesign it and just make it like a normal DPS spec that has like a group of like a PI or something like that. If it doesn't go well, it's not like they've ruined the game forever. They can always, do something else later if they have to. But I'm glad that they're willing to try it. They're willing to take some class design risks. Panda Druid would make sense since they already have bear form. Weather effects. It is raining a little bit, isn't it? Okay, what time is it? It is 20 minutes after 10. I think I'm going to take a little short break, and then when I come back, I'm going to put together anybody that wants to join me, and then see about this first wing of Aberrus LFR. See about doing a little bit of Aberrus LFR to see if we can get lucky and get some teardrops. Love gnome druids, tiny animals be cute. All right, I will be right back. All right. I had been having some intermittent. Here, I'll put up this group and we'll let this fill for a minute or two before we head off. If anybody, I wonder if we have to be Alliance. We might have to be Alliance to queue because we're going to do LFR. Here, let's go into Raids Dragonflight. Start a group. Well, no, we'll do it in custom. We'll call it Hazel's LFR. Aberrus Swing 1. Minimum item level. Let me check that. What's the Aberrus minimum item level that they will let us queue with? Not cross-faction. Is there a good way for me to check it? Here, what if I take off all my gear? So we'll save this, and then we'll just start taking things off so that I don't have the item level on. Will that let me see it? No, probably not. 390? Let me... $411? No. Watch your guides yet? Can you give us a quick rundown of all of the... oh, like before each fight, like when we're in there? Yeah. For a moment, I thought you meant like of all of the fights. Right now. $386 on the salt. I can queue. Yeah, because here, let me just log over for a second just to take a look at it. I just don't want to set a minimum item level that and then have us not be able to queue. So if I log on to... Who has terrible gear? Crinkle's gear kind of sucks. But if I say 380 and it turns out it was 390, then that's no good. Did 5 heroic bosses. Will it affect my vault if I did LFR? No. If you didn't do, like, your third option might be not heroic level quality, but that's, you wouldn't have had a third option if you hadn't done the extra bosses anyway, so it's okay. 3 requires 386. It says it specifically requires 386. That's a weird not round number. All right. 386. I just want to make sure we're going to be able to queue, that's all. I did see the Sarkareth fight. I like it a lot. I appreciate that it's not Razageth length. That makes me feel dramatically better about everything. Hazel's LFR. Abrus Wing 1. 386. Filling to... 2517 is typically the way that works. And then I am going to change my own spec and my own... I'm going to heal. What an odd number. Everywhere else says 390 outside of the game. Yeah, there's been a lot of last minute changes to a lot of things. There we go. But yeah, we'll be fine in here. Mythic patches after expansion releases like this. Rating Mythic Plus seem easier to progress, even though we're in the first week. I think so, because we're not gearing up for... I think there's a little bit more of a gearing curve the very first time that you're doing it in an expansion. I think that having things like our amulet rings and like our tier, you know, everybody's got tier set bonuses from last time. When we got into the first raid of, when we got into Vault of the Incarnates, nobody had like their Shadowlands tier 3 tier set bonuses on because we've already got new leveling gear. Surprised Warlock's getting so much in 10.1.5, yeah? Tweaked Bigfoot, thank you for the 2-month resub. How does Evoker compare to the rest of the healers? They do a good job. They're competitive. I haven't seen any rankings or anything, but I was able to perform well in my normal clear of raid last night. How do you deal with motivation days when you don't feel like streaming? Struggling with getting motivated recently. Oh man, I feel you a lot, because not that I have trouble with streaming motivation, but because I have trouble with everything else motivation. Streaming, I have managed to make a habit of, so my brain has subconsciously accepted that during stream time, I will be here. I've made my peace with it. I'm happy with it. It's not a problem. I don't have to like hype myself up to not cancel stream because I almost never cancel stream. Everything else in my life, however, making videos, making dinner, getting workouts, like going for runs or exercise, making plans to see people, basically anything else at all, even cleaning my own place sometimes, all of that is often a struggle. And some days it just comes easier, and sometimes I just try to take good advantage of the days where I feel like I've got it in me to do it. And then if I don't feel it and I just can't get myself to do anything, some days I just don't. Maybe I'll change my strategy later on. But what I've been doing in the last couple of months, and it's not super reliable because it doesn't let you do it on demand, but I just kind of work when I can, and then when I can't, I don't. And if I've decided that it's just not happening, I let it go. I stop trying. I stop beating myself up about it, and I say, well, clearly something's not right. What can I do for myself that will help me get to a better place where I might feel a little more comfortable to actually do things? And then I'll see if I can, talk to a friend or get some fresh air or get some exercise. Outside's really good, especially when the weather's nice. Sometimes they're like, I can't do a big thing, but I can do a little thing. But habits are great. There used to be things that I would have that battle with, and then I eventually just got in the habit of doing them. So some things like dental hygiene and then going for walks are both things that I used to, in my younger years, basically never do. And it was like a big deal for me to talk myself into doing them. It was like a lot of mental effort to talk myself into doing them. And now I wouldn't dream of not doing them. I'm a finely tuned machine, and it's not a struggle. It's not something I have to hype myself up to do like the flossing and the brushing and everything anymore, or going out and getting exercise at a walk. But it used to be. And that was just doing it, I guess, for long enough. That was just practice, I guess, which I guess you could say the same thing for stream. Consistency. I don't have good advice. I haven't figured it out. I am moderately functional at the best of times. But yeah, sometimes you just remember about things that you used to struggle with that have gotten easier for you, and that can kind of remind you that, it is possible to overcome some of these things, because sometimes it feels impossible, and I just feel like I'm never ever going to be able to do the things that I want to be able to do. And then I remember, well, I didn't used to be able to do all this stuff that I'm on top of right now, and it's not the end of the world. So work on one thing at a time. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and queue us up. I'm going to off and away. Best of luck, everybody. We're going to go Raid Finder. Discarded works. Queuing up as healer. Successful small business owner. More or less. You're right. I shouldn't sell myself too short. I want more for myself because I know that I can. And I really want to see what I can do when I'm fully functional. And I don't mean when I'm like grinding crazy hard and, not having a work-life balance, but I would like to be able to have the balance be a little more balanced. I chronically will go between binge working whenever I have a deadline, and then outside of those deadlines doing next to nothing for long periods of time. And it's just not the healthiest cycle, but it's also not the end of the world. It's something I'm working on, but I don't need to. It's not life or death. Undersell our own accomplishments. No, I'm awful at this. I think that being humble and being modest is kind of drilled into people, or they just internalize it from the world just through distaste of seeing people not be humble or modest. Being humble and being modest about your accomplishments can get drilled into you to such an extent that you undersell yourself to yourself. And I think that there's a lot of value to being humble and modest, especially with others, because it can be a much nicer way to interact with people, and it can be it can just, I don't know where I'm going with that. I see the value in maintaining a lot of modesty around others, because it just seems nice for reasons that I can't articulate right now. But with yourself, if it can be good to kind of remind you of yourself of what you've actually managed to do, and fluctuate between complacency, desperation. Being modest indicates that you value other people. Kind of a Pacific Northwest cultural thing. Oh, maybe. I think about how many other people struggle with dental hygiene too. It helps. I feel not necessarily better, but I feel less alone when I remind myself that I'm so far from the only person that struggles with things like focusing and attention span and deadlines, and that it is it's not great, but it's very normal to find yourself just like unable to do something that you need to do. And you're sitting down to do it, and you've done everything right, and you've cleaned out your workspace, and you've set aside the time, and you've turned off your phone, and you've single tasked, and you're just staring at it and it's still not happening. And that's something that happens to lots of people and not just me, because it's awful and I hate it. But it's not just me. It doesn't mean that I'm broken. It doesn't mean that I will never be able to do anything. It's just something that you take every day as it comes. My keyboard switches are brown. Cherry brown switches. Cherry brown switches. Ha ha ha. LFR time. Got brown for work. Really like them compared to my red for gaming. Yeah, I use them for everything. They're good. Happened to me getting tested for ADHD. If I ever understand how to access healthcare, I could see some value for me in touching base with a mental health professional about how I'm doing in my adult life and seeing if there are any other tactics that I can consider to help me manage my life. But I do have a lot of strategy. Like, I'm not diagnosed with anything, but I think it's pretty clear I have issues. And I have lots of strategies that help me manage those to a greater or lesser extent. So if I ever feel or become capable of navigating the health system and advocating for myself and making sure that I actually, like, I don't know, get the help that I need, then that would be great. But in the meantime, hi, welcome back. My strategy is basically just try things, see how they work, and don't be too hard on yourself. Weird mindset that if I'm not diagnosed with something, I don't have it. Ignore the people who could diagnose. And mind you, I should be very clear. I am not a mental health professional. I am the opposite of mental health professional. Please do not take advice from me about anything relating to this sort of thing. Something that I have a bit of that similar fear, which is that, if I go talk to a professional and they say, you have blank, you have ADHD, you have, autism, you have whatever it is, then that would make it, I feel like at that point, it's not that that would make it real and then it becomes a problem. Obviously, it would have been a problem anyways. But I feel like a lot of these different things that are all kind of under that neurodivergence umbrella, a lot of them have like comorbidities. A lot of them will have a lot of overlapping symptoms. There's a lot of behaviors or conditions that are overlapping between things like PTSD and trauma and all kinds of different things. So I feel like it's entirely possible that you could talk to 3 different people and come away with 2.5 different diagnoses that maybe have the same things and maybe don't. But my fear is that if I talk to a professional and they tell me this is the thing with you, and these are the things that are hard for you, that I will identify with that label so much that I will take on symptoms that I didn't even have before, because I'll be like, oh, well, this thing is hard for me, and these things are also hard for people that have this. Those must be hard for me too, and then just kind of like think myself into it, because I can think myself into all kinds of stuff. This fight is pretty self-explanatory. There's beams, they will chase you, run away from them. On heroic, you run them into portals. But even on normal, the portals were despawning before you could even put the beams in them. It was really weird. So just take the rings like a little ways away. Take them to the edge, it'll be fine. This will knock you back, so just don't stand in front of any fire. Heading into an appointment. Have a wonderful day, Hazel and chat. Have a good day, honey bun. The overlap, yeah. So, and I'm sure these are all concerns that I can one day raise with a mental health professional. And I'm sure it's not just you go in there and they go, well, you're broken, have some drugs. I'm sure that's not how it works. But, well, some of them might work like that. Because yeah. However, for the time being, especially because even if I did feel like I was dysfunctional to the point of really needing help, I don't really understand how to get it. I went poking around once, and I found resources for students, and I found resources for veterans, and I found resources that were basically not for me. I didn't find anything that I could access, because they all say, ask your GP, and it's like, yeah, right, good luck with that. You know us British Columbians and our GPs that we definitely have. Yeah, even if, basically what I was trying to say is that, as opposed to trying to figure out what my label is or whatever, if I even had one. Just trying to figure out what is my actual reality of life. What's going on with me? What is working, what is not working for me? And what kind of things can I try to help make my life work better for me? Because I'm very lucky to have a lot of flexibility with how I earn income. I am able to pay my rent and make a living doing this, and I have all the flexibility in the world to how I go about making content. So I don't need to I don't need to twist my life into knots trying to make it fit into like a regular workplace schedule or to make it fit into interfacing with other people consistently. I can do almost everything on my own, which gives me a lot of flexibility in that I don't have to live like everybody else if I don't want to. So I just need to figure out how do I live a good life that meets my human needs and helps me feel, connected and productive and like part of something. And then what am I not happy with? What is not working for me? Because I don't need to fit the norm. I just need to feel like I'm living in a way that's sustainable and that I'm happy with how it's going, basically, while having realistic expectations about how it should go, which I've kind of calmed down on. I used to think that I was going to be a super powered human, and I've let that go. I have come to understand that I am flesh and blood, and squishy flesh and blood at that, and that it's okay that I am not magic, because I am magic, just a different thing. This is a pretty dragon. Still trying to cope with being unmagical myself. I've come to understand that sometimes I'll do a thing, like sometimes I'll make a choice for myself, or I'll do something for myself, and then I'll see the effects of it. Like you journal for a while, or you do some meditation or some organization, or make a dentist appointment, whatever it is. And then you feel better, and then things go well, and then you're like, hey, I made that happen. To me, that is magic. That is, sometimes there are things that I feel like will never ever happen, and they're impossible. And then to me, the definition of magic is making the impossible happen. So even overcoming little things is magic to me. Holding out for superpowers, still no telekinesis, but one day. Grafted companion, shoulder armor, transmog. So I can roll for transmog because I don't actually need it for. I'm gonna roll for mog. I'm glad that they added a roll for mog button. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Roll for mog. I don't think I'm gonna win anything for mog in the first week of LFR, but I'm glad I can at least roll that way. I wanted to be a magical human. You don't magically transform into a newer or better self like in the movies. Yeah, I always get annoyed when I try to have myself like a real cute montage moment where I'm like, listen, I'm going to go exercise. I'm going to eat my vegetable, my individual vegetable. I'm going to do my single bout of self-reflection, and I'm going to be a new woman. And then I eat my vegetable and I do my single exercise. And then I'm like, new life, please. Where is it? I did the thing. You said if I did the thing. And the trick is you have to do the things like a lot of times for a long time. Things don't happen overnight, but I want them to happen overnight. I have no patience. Started doing solo PvP. Tab target. It's annoying when fighting pet classes. Is there a way to fix that? So you're DPSing, yeah? I want to know how... What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that I actually don't know because I heal, so I do scroll wheel targeting. So you could try that if you want. You can set keybinds, and I have macros for this actually, because that target party 1, 2, 3, and then you can target arena 1, 2, 3. You can make macros that target arena 1, 2, 3 and keybind those so that you just have a button that you hit that always targets arena 1 or then 2 or then 3. I use that to change my focus. I have focus 1, 2, 3 set up so that I can cast my harmful spells on my focus, but you could also just do it for regular targeting. But I don't DPS in arena much, so I don't know how practical that is when you're DPSing and you're swapping targets a lot. I would ask other people that do more PvP DPS how they go about targeting, how they handle the tap targeting pet issue. Target nearest enemy player. Okay. Googling tips for that is a disc priest. Thank you both. Cheers. Yeah, there are in the keybinding section of in this, there's a whole range of targeting. Yeah, so you've got targets nearest enemy player, which should not target pets. And then you also have target arena enemy 1, 2, 3. And that should help as well, because focus arena 1, 2, 3 works great for me. That never hits pets. So I'm assuming target 1, 2, 3 works as well. I bind them to my scroll wheel, so because I don't want to hit like a whole extra key for it, I scroll my mouse up to target 1, down to target 2, and then I click it to target 3, is what I like to do. And then if I want to actually like adjust my camera, I have a modifier for that. So if I want to scroll my camera in and out, I still use scroll wheel, but I just hold down Alt and then scroll wheel is the way that I've gone about doing that. Gorka Market, thank you for the bits. Am I late to the party to talk about the new Evoker spec we just announced? I'm happy to hear your thoughts on it. We did read through the post already. We took a look at it. My take is that it looks neat. I'm interested. I'm curious. I'm not like I'm not changing my life plans or anything like that, but I'm curious to see how it works out in practice. I am bizarrely enough more excited about all the races that can be warlocks in 10.1.5. I apparently really wanted to play a Draenei warlock, and I didn't even know it until they were going to let me do that. I'm going to hit rewind because this is hurting everybody. Kind of want to try raiding, but people scare me. People are scary. I feel that. It took me a long time to work up the nerve to get into it. Second main is Warlock, super exciting, lots to consider race-wise. I know, yep. I think they basically opened up all the options. I'm pretty sure they took all of the races that could not be Warlocks, and then they're going to let them be Warlocks, so Warlocks can be anything. Night Elves, Draenei, Lightforged Draenei, Magheart Orcs, Sandalari Trolls, which I didn't know couldn't already be Warlocks. That's surprising to me. Draenei Monks are funny. Been waiting for this. Yeah, 10.1.5. So not yet, but on PTR, coming with the next update. I love that she sits with me just on the arm of my chair. I say this, she tries to leave. Yeah, we're just hanging out. How you doing? Are you enjoying the sun? Taking some nice naps? You do seem to be healing. Title checks out. Am I?
Flame and shadow,
yeah. More or less. Okay. Forgotten Experiments. I don't know what it's like on LFR, if we're being honest. I would say don't dispel. It probably doesn't even erupt on Raid Finder. I don't know. Don't dispel too much. It's fine. They want to reset. Did I reset? I did reset. Good. Okay. Oh, this is Amalgam Chamber. Never mind. This isn't the Dispel one. This is something different. I wonder if they split the raid for this one. Usually you'll split the raid into half. Maybe you can stack them in LFR. Interested to see. Gaijin Zen, thank you for the 33-month resub. Woo! Woohoo! Also, Merome Hughes with a brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. See how this fight can get wonky if they don't tank them. It may be the case that you can just tank them on top of each other and that you just deal with all the mechanics in the first phase. That may be how this goes, because there's no stack them apart thing. They do stack up it looks like they do stack up the dot, but maybe we can just heal through it. We'll see.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Make it a little more exciting for us to heal through. So if this is the case, then it's definitely going to be more difficult to heal in the later stages here. I'm taking this so far away. Taking that portal to the to the quarry.
Beware. Escape the dark. Beware.
I'm gonna miss my tier set bonus. I want my new tier set bonus so I can play with it. Apparently what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be using temporal anomaly and echoes to replicate spirit blooms and then getting the spirit bloom hot from the new tier set bonus. And that sounds like fun, but I need my tier set first, and it's gonna be ages before I get it from Raid. I have to hope I can get it from Vault, because I'm a healer, so I am not first in line, I am not second in line, I am not third in line, I am very late in line for Evoker tier. I am getting it basically last. So I just have to hope that I can get what I need from LFR and then from my Vault, I think, because otherwise I'm waiting for the Catalyst. Excited about Mage class tuning? We deserve better. It's so pretty outside right now. It's beautiful. It's sunny. It's delightful. I put on sunscreen yesterday because I was going out for a walk and I wanted to wear not sleeves and I thought I should protect my tattoos. And I smelled like summertime. Also, I should probably buy new sunscreen because I think that it may be a tiny bit off. I think that stuff expires eventually. Oh, hey, we're in phase 3. That's good. That's a cone.
Blistering twilight.
I want to do a spirit bloom, but I don't want to use my third thing of stasis until I can do a spirit bloom. There we go. Now we'll do a big ol'. There we go.
Blistering twilight. Withering shade. Beware, darkness consumes all.
And then we want to get out, I'm assuming. Maybe not this far out, but like somewhere. Do. Running so far. Running so far. I miss Priest aesthetically, but I don't know how I can go back from this. Evoker's just so fun, man. It's so cool. Ooh, am I out of mana? I'm gonna pop a mana push. I don't have that on me. Okay, let's do a little bit of this. We'll do a little bit of this and then get out of there. I always forget to. I have Dreamflight in my raid spec right now, and I need to remember to use it. Would be good. There we go. Dead boss. What are we rolling? We're passing.
But it seems too dangerous to
Damage
truly
trinket.
control.
Great.
You possess the will
Transmog.
to master it, my son.
Transmicro.
Just imagine what you could accomplish.
Raid team and I cleared 7 and 9 in normal last night. None of us expected it to go so smooth the first go. That very much mirrors the experience that I had as well. Bought new, I'm assuming SPF 50 sunscreen last week. Or at least, that's what we call it here in North America. Old one also didn't smell good anymore. Worthy investment. Forget how good it can smell. I don't think I technically like the smell or feel of sunscreen on their own, in their own right, but I'm pretty consistent about wearing it because I am very afraid of the sun and also solar radiation. you know, ozone layer is not what it used to be. So I'm pretty good about sunscreen, and I don't really like the feel, and I don't really like the smell, but because I wear them so consistently in the summertime, especially if I'm going to go like spend a fun day like at the lake, or I'm going to go out for like a hike or something like that, the smell of sunscreen just reminds me of like really nice outdoor summer times, and it just gets me all excited to go outside. I put on the sunscreen for that walk, and I was like, I want to go to the ocean. I want to go see the fishies. I want to go look for crabs. I want to go trip on a barnacle. It's the little things. Impressions about the new spec. It looks interesting. I'm very curious about it. It looks different, and we're gonna see how well it works. Coconut scent? Yeah. Light protection factor? Huh. What is SPF? Solar protection factor? Super powered. Trying to think of an appropriate word that starts with F. In one word, as is the German way. I suppose the stereotype would be just efficiency. Big slime guy reminds me of Plaguefall. I like the big slimes. Oh, you're still here. I thought you left. Hi. How you doing? Hi. She's just wanted some cuddle time. She's just been... I've been a bit busy. And I've been, you know, out a lot because the weather's been nice, and I've been doing some errands, and and she just wants to like hang out. I watched a movie last night so that I could have some cat on the couch time. After Raid, I watched Over the Hedge, which I remember we had talked about. It's like a late, I don't know, mid-2000s, late 2000s animated film with a weirdly famous celebrity cast, as they are. I actually kind of enjoyed it. It was, you know, it's not like movie of the year or anything like that. I wanted to watch Chicken Run, and I thought that was on Netflix, but I guess it's not on Canadian Netflix. But I settled for Over the Hedge instead, which also isn't on Netflix, but it's just the way the night ended up going. Haven't thought about that movie in so many years. I kind of love Wanda Sykes. And she was very... I know it's just like an animated voiceover role, and there's only so much she can do with it, but I thought she was very funny as the skunk. Saw that with my kids. It was better than expected. The human characters are so funny. The animation is dated and it shows, but the HOA lady is hilarious. I mean, she's awful. She's blood curdling, but that's the point. Yeah, Avril Lavigne was weirdly in it, and she's not like, I didn't recognize the voice as Avril Lavigne because Avril Lavigne is a musician, and usually you hear her singing, and the character didn't sing at all. So it could have been, I mean, she did a great job, but it could have been any actor. I don't think I would have noticed that it was Avril Lavigne. Love that movie. Sounds like a fever dream now. Yeah, I like Hammy the Hamster was good. I don't understand why they have famous people for voice roles. Maybe they just need something to talk parents into seeing it. You know, like the kids are down because it's got a big animated raccoon. But you know, you need a because the cast of that movie is bananas. You have Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy. I'm pretty sure playing a couple well before Schitt's Creek, which is hilarious to me that these hedgehogs came first. And then you have Bruce Willis, and oh man, it's just a weird fever dream. It's also a short movie, which was kind of what I wanted. I wanted a short movie because it was already a little late. It wasn't super late, and I didn't want to stay up until like 2. But I needed to reconnect with my cat. We needed some cuddle time. Yeah, we're talking about Over the Hedge. Cinematic masterpiece that it is. Actors saying they have a lot of fun doing voice-only roles. I bet, yeah. It's just like a weirdly star-studded cast. Like, I feel like with live-action movies, you don't usually get that kind of density of And maybe they weren't all as famous as they are now at the time, but you don't get, you get like one or two people that are like super famous, then a bunch of just like supporting cast. And it feels like sometimes with these ensemble animated movies, it's just like, okay, let's get everybody and see how many names we can put on the poster. Banshees of Inisherin. I haven't heard of that one.
First prototype lacked the desired strength. The next iteration was imbued with
No costumes, true challenge. Yeah, I bet. I bet. Hi, Thadrian. I will not dispel the debuff. I will not dispel the debuff. I will not dispel the debuff. I also don't know. I'm gonna have to look this up because it's gonna drive me nuts. I'm playing the game that I used to make fun of my parents for playing, which is the watch a movie and then try to remember where else you've seen said actor in, or like where else you know the voice from. And it's like, as a kid, I was like, oh my gosh, it doesn't matter. They're all actors. Why are you talking about this for so long? But then as an adult, it's like, oh, I know that one. I know that one. They were in this thing. They were in this thing with this person. And it's like just a weird trivia game of like, oh yeah, this person also was this and this, and they also did this and this. And it just, for some reason, that game gets wildly more fun after you're like 25. For me, anyways. But the voice of, I need to look up the voice of the Exterminator and then find out what else they did, because they sounded crazy familiar. And I have a theory that I need to double check, because I was watching it and I was like, I know that from something that I've seen recently, but I need to double check before I just put my foot in my mouth. Watching something completely different, learning what stuff the person's voice acted in. But I used to get so exhausted with that game when I was a kid because it felt like the grown-ups would just talk about it endlessly. I'm tempted to look this up, but I am in the middle of a boss fight. You ever wondered why your LFR healers aren't healing? They're trying to figure out who the voice actors from Over the Hedge were and where else they know them from. The Exterminator was Sandman in Spider-Man 3? I need to see a list. Because maybe it's just generic man voice. Yeah, you guys don't need me. Okay, so it's not a name that I immediately recognize. So I need to go in here. George of the Jungle. Who do you play in George of the Jungle? That's not what I'm thinking of. Okay, the people need me again. There's like 4 other healers, it's fine. Chances of getting tier and raid vault. I don't know what the percent odds are. It depends on whether or not you're one of those people that just gets everything. You ever see a guildie get tier and they like link it? They get tier in their vault and they link it in guild chat and you're just like, some people have everything. Goody for you. Just, you know, the finest amounts of team, you know, sportsmanship and good humor. Also, not me standing in the thing. You'd recognize him if you saw him. Link the vault with the 4 tier choices. Alright, there we go. We did it. Raid 500. No, I'm gonna recraft my Venom Stompers at some point in my life. I will mog roll that. I might need the offhand. It's only veteran gear though, it's not champion gear yet. Because I might get a main hand at some point. I'm gonna mog roll, I'm not gonna grade it. That is a grade that, and then we can pass. Oh, Death Knight, Warlock, Demon Hunter. 2 pieces of DK, Warlock, Demon Hunter tier. No luck for anybody else, but that's... Oh, Dragon Shard Knowledge, I'll take it. I got a couple of those, I gotta go turn those in. Nice, thanks. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. That was nice and easy. And done now.
Have with my true-born heir.
I did hear the Blizzard confirm the 3rd Evoker spec. Got my last tier piece in the last week of Season 1. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that sucks. That's really bad. I don't know if I don't think I'm going to do guides for the new Mythic Dungeons. I think it would take me too long and they would be less relevant. The season would be like half over by the time I got them all finished. I think I'm going to try and turn my attention to other stuff that I can get done a little more time sensitively. How are you feeling using rework preservation healing? Honestly, I'm doing the exact same things I am before, and I don't remember what kind of numbers I used to do. But we made it through normal, so I must be doing enough. is my basic feeling. I haven't really optimized it because it seems like a lot of I was reading through the Wowhead guide for season 2, and it seems like the main changes in rotation have more to do with your season 2 tier set bonus, which I don't have yet. So my rotation hasn't really changed as far as I can see. I don't know what else they would have redone with it. Nice way to jump into the new raid. Yeah, that went well. That was good. Do I have any extra Trader's Tender to sell, to shop with? I have 625. I froze Pippin, but I think I can just buy it. I have enough now. 1 Pippin for me. I am now broke. I am now broke. Also, I don't need to freeze it. Unfreeze. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I guess I could freeze something else. I'll freeze, what would I want to freeze? I don't think I want that. I don't want that. I do like the pockets. The older I get, the more I want to have things stored on my hips or legs. Cargo pants, fanny packs, that kind of thing. I'm never going to wear this. It's so much. I don't think I'm going to freeze that. That is too much. That's not my thing. That's just a red hat. I don't have any of these. I also don't think I want any of those. They're just not my vibe. You know what? I'm freezing the sharpened shank. Maybe I'll want like a little baby, maybe I'll want a little baby dagger. It's probably just a recolor of the expeditionary one, but I'll just throw that in the freeze slot. Okay.
New shipments coming soon.
Let's take a look at Pippin. Just got the G-Kun mount. Congrats, Anidra. That's awesome. Wife would do a lot for leggings with pockets. People make them. I haven't tried that kind of thing. I want cargo pants, but I think I've let go of my desire for cargo pants because I just have enough pants. I'm just going to wear the pants I have until they fall apart, and then I'll look into new pants. Or used pants. Or I'll just, I don't know. I'm good. I'm set. I can learn this Skyless World Quest trap. It's a transmog I can learn. Neat. So this is an Alarmodog recolor. Aw. Cute. Stretchy cargo pants, the dream. I have this really unrealistic desire where I want to buy clothes and have them last forever. Have them look good forever, despite the fact that I wear my clothes pretty hard. And I want them to be comfortable. Because I don't need them to be cheap, but I want them to be super durable, look good forever, and also be comfortable. And the problem that I've run into is that you can buy expensive clothes that are really well made and really durable. But because they tend to be not as comfortable, because a lot of the things that make clothes comfier, like making them softer, making them stretchier, it also makes them more susceptible to wear and tear, and then they don't look as good when they're older, which is fine if you've embraced that. And I do live in sweatpants 90% of my life, but I've come to the understanding that it is difficult, especially for stuff that you're wearing all the time, to find things, and especially if you spill things. I'm just not that. Sometimes I hold things in my hands and then I stop holding them, or I'm prone to knocking things over with sweeping gestures. Krista Star, thank you for the 2-month resub. Buy multiples of clothes you like. Yeah. Hi. Soft, stretchy, lasting material that doesn't shrink over time. Yeah, bonus points if it's been, ethically produced and is environmentally friendly. I basically want to wear magic clothes. And I get frustrated whenever I have clothes that are not magic because I was like, well, what if you were magic? Okay, what am I doing? Rarity? Rarity, man. Hi. Giant quality bib if I had no dignity left. Workwear appeals to me because you can get kind of like canvas workwear clothes, like overalls and pants and stuff, that in theory should be way more durable than the lifestyle that I put them up to, which occasionally involves falling down, sitting on rocks, and fishing. But I found that kind of thing tends to be, I mean, I guess you can wear it in, but it tends to be quite stiff until you've worn it in. And I'm somebody that gets real... I don't like it when my clothes aren't comfortable. I'm not a big fan of tags, things pinching, things being too tight, things being too stiff. I can wear them, but I can't focus super good. I've come to understand that if I'm going to sit down and do some work and it's important, I am putting on functionally pajamas. Like I'm wearing the giant t-shirt and the sweats if I'm going to actually do any work because I can't have anything like, life's too short for scratchy clothing. Precisely. Annie, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Greetings from the UK. Greetings. Hello. That can be your superpower. Magic clothes conjuration. Oh, man. What are we doing? What are we doing that's not immediately, my signature move of immediately ending ending stream as soon as I get raided? What do we do? We did LFR. We did world bosses. I did my snail racing daily. I did a couple of world quests. I did the Researchers Under Fire event. We did pretty good today, honestly. We actually got through quite a bit of the stuff. I could do a key. I could do like a little baby key. Maybe I should do a little baby key. Here, let me get into my key healing spec and let me get my key healing. Let me just look for a little baby key. Just something to get my feet wet with, I've got Versa files. Do I have self food? I used to have self food. I need to look up my self food again. Hope you have a great stream. Thanks, Annie. Already talked about the new Wowhead stuff? Yeah, it looks good. It looks cool. Did you do the Ferroc Assault? Yeah, more or less. I went there and I got some stuff. I don't know if I did it, but I feel like I did it. Have you gotten Roland yet? No, I looked into that, actually. I looked into that. I was surprised and excited to find out that it didn't have to do with the old Recipe Rat. I don't know. It didn't have to do with the Recipe Rat version from the vaults. It's kind of like that, but it's not the one in the vaults. I want to see here. Let's go back to Veldraken. Let me Google what my self food is because I'm probably not going to buy like feasts. I've just been checking back to the Wowhead guide because they have stuff. Consumables, food, deviled eggs, deviously deviled eggs for personal food. Okay. Get a little bit of that. Can I cook any of that actually? I'm a chef. Well, I'm a chef. Can I make any of that? Do I have a recipe? Deviously deviled eggs. It's new. Recipe unlearned. Discover the recipe rat. No! Never mind. I shall buy the deviled eggs. I'm going to go to the deviled eggs store and I'm going to purchase them. They're only 12 gold a piece. They probably only stack to 20, so I'm just going to buy 20. I'm not going to pull a me and buy 10 stacks of runes again this time. So here, we'll throw on my, not hissing rune, howling rune. We'll throw on a tepid Versa-file. I'm doing all this way too early. I haven't even found a key group yet. It's possible that nobody will take me. Here, we'll eat the food and we'll find, it's okay if it's just like a low key. Let's see what's going on. Dungeons. Find a group. Not doing a 17. Probably not doing a, what kind of key do, when I say low keys, what am I thinking? 8 Neltheris? They might take me. It'd be nice to do a key that I haven't done yet. Probably no higher than 1200. Oh, they want me with Neltheris. Excellent. Okay. Neltheris is in... Where is it? I forget. It's not there. Is it in... It's in the dragon area. There we go. We can go... At the stone. All right, I'm on my way. Go in and alt, do more dragon races in the cavern for manuscripts. I'm a little afraid to log onto my alts. I think it's going to overwhelm me. I think I'm going to be confronted with a big wave of different things they can do for different benefits, and then I'm going to panic. Warlock, race update, customizable pets. I don't think we've seen any images yet of what the customizable pets are going to look like. I'm sure that's coming on the PTR in the next shortly. But, yeah, basically all races for Warlocks in 10.15. Hi. What if they just do all races for every class, but they're just kind of doing them one at a time? Hi. I want to be a gnome demon hunter. That's the only way I'm ever going to play a demon hunter is if they let me be an eyeless gnome. Angst gnome. Emo gnome. Hi. You're so sweet. I'll do one more key and then I'll wrap things up, okay? A lot of gold in the world quest map. Hard to skip on 7,000 gold. Yeah, I've been doing my gold making with alchemy recently. And it's really hard for me to tell if I've been making gold, because I kind of have the same amount of gold that I had like a month ago. But I know I spent a lot of gold. But I don't know how much gold I spent. But like I got all my new consumables, and I got a couple of pets, and I got a few, I got like a bunch of heirlooms upgraded. I definitely spent,
We've always worked together
I don't know, but if I only made 200k, that kind of seems a little underwhelming
for the better.
for how much stuff I've been making. But yeah, no, that might be about right. I think I've made somewhere in the range of 200k. But I have more stuff in the auction house right now, actually. I'm not quite finished. I have still... Actually, no, I sold all the mana potions. I sold all the mana potions. Yeah, I've got like another 90k, so yeah. I'm worth like 3.8 maybe once some of that sells. I have some gold on some alts. Alright, zoning in. The Slitherdrake dragon riding mount is from... Slitherdrake is from... the new campaign chapter 5 of the Zaralek Caverns campaign. Most of your gold get earned. Yeah, I came into this X-Pack pretty broke. I did some gathering for a while. I did some dragon racing. I did some alchemy. I did a lot of alchemy. I've been making some gold from some primal convergence and omnium draconis and now potions and flasks and just, you know, whatever I can make whenever it's profitable. I use craft sim and TSM to check on profit margins for me, taking into account things like my multi-craft and inspiration and whatever. And I just kind of keep an eye on things and I sell things whenever it seems fun. But I make things in bulk. Like if I look and I see, oh hey, I could make 10 gold apiece from omnium draconis. I'm not going to make like 20 of those. I'm going to make like 5,000 of those, and then I'll sell them over the course of like a day and a half. And then, you know, 10 gold becomes 50k. And it still, you know, takes some doing, but, you know, 50k is 50k. I don't make flabby gold, that's for sure. But flabby does things that I'm not willing to do. Flabby works a lot harder than I do. I don't remember this dungeon the slightest, but that's why it's only an 8. It's okay. It's an 8. It's a pug. I'm going to do my best. It should have just storming and tyrannical. And we should be able to figure this out as we go. So what do I do? A little hot over there. A little bit of damage. Try not to jump in front of the tank if anything is coming at them. Really like this dungeon. Looking forward to Mythic Plus. I don't remember it much. I thought I was about to do this one, but then it turned out that we had an Eltharian's Lair key and not an Eltharis key. Easy mistake to make. I'm gonna swap that around. I want that on 1. I'm gonna try and just be very... Oh! I'm gonna try to be very, I'll get you out! Not conservative. I'm gonna try and just send it with my, stasis. I'm gonna try and not sit on that too much. I'm not saving it for a special occasion. I am, like many people, queen of sitting on my cooldowns, so I'm gonna try and just roll stasis when you need to. Chuck a whatever this thing's called, time dilation when you need to. Don't worry about it too much. Preservation Evoker breath probably smell like Bath and Body Works. Oh jeez. Mine smells like, not my breath, my Preservation Evoker's breath. It smells like a West Coast spa. So think like cedar planks, steam, and pine needles. My preservation evoker's stream breath smells like the coniferous rainforest. I want a pet. Do I have a pet in my bars? Quacky! There we go. It's a good way for me to do more damage without getting myself into trouble. What? Even if it's just a little bit. A little baby deep breath is better than no deep breath. Because I have, yeah, I have meters. I can try and work on doing a little bit of damage if I'm keeping everybody up just fine. Oh, I interrupted that so I could kick. I guess I can actually, if I want, I can use my procs, and even my essences, my regular essences just on disintegrate. I don't do that a whole lot in my regular keys, but if we have the time for it, if we're being really safe and we don't need a whole lot of healing, I think we can definitely make a little time for disintegrating. So many updates coming. Excited. They are cranking out the content. They are doing great work. Lots and lots of, like the pace is up. Like I feel like in past expansions, like through Legion and BFA and even Warlords, they come out real hot at the beginning of the expansion with, okay guys, it's going to be different this time. One thing we're really going to work on is communication and patch cadence. We're going to not leave you hanging so long, and we're going to tell you more about what's going on. And then they do it for one patch, and then they get busy, and then they stop doing it. And they've kind of repeated that cycle a lot, as far as I can see. I don't remember these mechanics. There seems to be frontal cone to not be in with a wave. Might be the same thing. Grounding spear is going to mark a couple people. 3 of them. Now they're on... So they drag the chains across the guy, I think. So I could, like, rescue that mage over there, and that should do it. I wonder if it hurts more to break them, if you're supposed to stagger it or something. Or if I'm cool to just kind of do that. But yeah, this is the first expansion where it seems like they've actually kept up with what they said at the beginning. They've continued doing, you know, tons of interviews and posts and you know, they're doing discussions with their community council forums, and they're doing roundups of all the things that they said every week so that people can look back on them and remember, and they've got this roadmap that they've actually been keeping up with, and it's just it's all very impressive. Staggered a bit, but our name doesn't matter. Okay. Hi. You're very sweet, honey bear. You sleep okay last night? You can nap later. I know you're a cat. I don't have to tell you that, but... How dead will I be if I just kind of like... in my private key group, we like to call that the hold my beer move. Because I run with another evoker that plays Devastation, and both of us have on a variety of occasions gotten a little into trouble with our I'm going deep breath or sometimes dream breath directly into danger. I got myself moitered. I got myself absolutely nuked by a tank frontal because I forget what boss it was. It was Keys this week. And I think it was Kragmaw. It was Kragmaw. It was one of our many Kragmaw wipes. And I felt awful. The tank was just getting battered, and I was like, all right, I need a fast heal. I need a single target heal. Verdant Embrace. And I jump, and of course Verdant Embrace jumps you on top of your target. And of course I do it right before Kragmaw burps all over the tank, and I super died when we didn't have a res. Life on Mars, thank you for the 20-month resub, 10.1 height. Dragonflight, my favorite expansion by far. I like it a lot too. I've been having a lot of fun. Hope devs are getting enough rest. I hope that this kind of energy and output can be like maintained comfortably without overworking anybody. And also, you know, there's a lot of talk about them transitioning to Office again, which is a thing. And I kind of hope that, I don't know what I'm hoping for there. I guess I'm just worried about that. I feel like that's going to have a bad, I feel like it's not going to be good. And that they should not, but I'm not in charge. All right. Worried the Exodus might mess things up. Yeah. That's a good way of putting it. It just seems like a weird thing to, and we won't stick on this super long because I know it turns into a spicy conversation every time, and we'll move on. It just seems like a weird thing to dig your heels in when you've had such a successful year that's worked so well. You know, like people have done incredible like work, and lots of it, like more than I feel like we used to have done. I know they have more people and they've acquired a studio and whatever, but like it's a proven concept. I don't understand why they gotta mess with it. But we're gonna leave it alone and keep going. She a lap cat? Yeah, she likes the lap. She likes hanging out in the chair. She's just kind of a bit of a Velcro cat. She is she's very attached. I'm also very attached. We spend a lot of time together. She is blind, and she will hang out near me, sometimes for a touch point, maybe just to not be lonely. Stockholm syndrome, etc. My baby. But she's very friendly. She's very sweet. She definitely wants attention. I have been, I think with the patch and with the raid guides and with like I've been gaming more. Like I did a raid night last night. I've been doing key nights, which was time that during the off season I was kind of spending hanging out with the cat. She's a little bit miffed that she's sharing me with WoW now, which sounds sad when I say it. We gotta spend some time, honey bun. She does sit with me while I'm working, but it's not quite the same as active conversations. How did raid night go? It was awesome. We went 8 of 9 on our first night. I say, showing off apparently, weird flex, but okay. We went 8 of 9, which was way more than I was expecting. It went really smoothly. We only wiped really on Sarkareth, and then which we didn't kill, and then on Neltharion. We had to pull Echo of Nelth a couple times. But it was a really cool fight. People really liked Echo of Neltharion. And I think it's because it's a really violent fight. Like there's something just so hilarious about this boss punching you and you flying through a wall. It's so dramatic. I think that normal is tuned to be easier. And I think the raid as a whole is easier to learn. It's a lot more visually intuitive than it used to be. With the exception of, I don't know why on earth they made it so that the wall climbers are less visible on live compared to PTR. That's a weird choice. The rest of it seems way more visually learnable. Like you can watch guides, and I happen to know where you can find some, but you don't have to. Like you can kind of figure it out a little bit just from seeing it. A lot of it's very self-explanatory, and I think that helps people progress because you don't have to, you know, learn. You don't have to get a degree. You can just kind of get in there and play and work on it, and it'll come together. But yeah, normal's tuned pretty easy, I think. I'm feeling like maybe heroic. I guess I'm hoping that heroic is a bit harder, so that we have more of this is kind of painful. More of a progression, you know. Cat's a very talented healer. This trash hurts more than most other things in here so far. We're doing fine now. We got 20 minutes. We're one boss in. Is this a long instance? 4 bosses. What dungeon did I do that I was surprised that it only had 3? It might have been VP. I think I was in a Vortex Pinnacle and I saw that there was only 3 bosses and I'm like, really? Wasn't there another one? No, just 3. But the middle one counts for 2. Okay, I don't remember this guy in a little bit. He is working. He is busy. He is doing some raid damage. We have thingies. They cause explosions. Okay. I really hate the way that we've chosen to all stack here. I'm gonna go hang out up with these guys to see if I can get a better angle on my dream breaths and stuff. Okay. I do not have... I'm not expecting a dream flight, am I? I hope not. Because I'm not using it. 2 evokers are empowering, both of them playing chicken. You move. No, you move. How do I want to do this? I almost have stasis back. I shouldn't stand in that. Ugh. All right. One's bad enough. There we go. That's more like it. That's a good breath. Pine needles and cedar planks. Okay. Yeah, that was higher healing needed than anything else so far in here. I do not have any skill in blacksmithing. There we go. Missed the Meow Week aura. I think it would be a fun thing to have. Well, no, it would be too often. Flash concentration was like a 20-second refresh in the last season. And I was going to say, if I was playing a BM Hunter and I had a Meow Week aura to remind me to refresh like my Frenzy stacks, that would be good. Except that that's going to happen way too often. Thoughts the new Evoker spec? It's interesting. I'm curious about it. I want to see it. I want to see it live in the world for like a whole season to make up my mind about it. Because what's probably going to happen is it's going to come out in PTR. I'm going to log on. I'm going to play it. And I'm going to be like, wow, these look cool. You know, these spells look cool. But I feel like I won't get a real strong feel for how it fits into a group and how like required or not required it feels until it's been on the live servers for a while. Like, I don't think I'm gonna really... Also, I don't think I'm gonna play it. It's a DPS spec. I'm a healer. I want to heal. So I'm probably just gonna stick with preservation. But I'm curious if my Devastation Evoker friends are gonna look into it. New dragon riding event. Yeah, I saw the name of it. I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything more about it than just the name. New spec is confirmed. Yep, officially posted on the WoW website. For realsies, no prank, no take-backsies. Boss of Garrosh, Hellscream's voice. I heard yeah, maybe. I heard an NPC, and I don't remember which dungeon it was. And they said, rip them apart! And I thought, I've heard that before. From like a different dungeon. I think maybe I heard it from like Trash and Aberrus, and I remember it from something else. It felt like the exact same voice line. But I could also just be having a fever dream. How are we doing? Got 17 minutes left here. Trucking along. Remember that from somewhere too. It's weird the things that give you the deja vu. This is a good run to just kind of remind me of the basics of what's going on in here. I think that kind of 8s to 10s are like a nice key level for relearning the basic mechanics. Because things will matter a little bit. But you have some leeway. You can stand in something once and not be dead to give you a chance to stand in it better next time. It's a nice learning level, which is definitely what I need for this season right now. Just more experience. You heard it on the Raccoon movie? Guys and the Scorpions before the last boss in Nel's Lair. That might be it. I wasn't in Nel's Lair recently. Not last night, but the night before. It's weird seeing other dragons. They're not me. They're like me, but they're not me. Most of them are a different color than me. I haven't done a group with any other pink dragons. I've seen them out in the world, but I haven't seen another one around in my group because I feel like it would confuse me. I feel like I would get a bit lost as to which one I was. I'm scared to try Nell Slayer VP. I think it depends on the key level a bit. Like, I think doing anything up to a 10 is pretty safe, depending on the group. I think it'll be okay. It's just kind of relative to everything else, and at kind of, you know, 13, 14, 15, 16, it's going to start getting kind of gnarly. I did Nell Slayer on a 11. Mind you, with like my pre-made, it wasn't a pug, it was like my pre-made regular key group, my team. But we did it at the end of the night while kind of tired, and it was fine. We managed to make a mess of it and still get through. I remember thinking, wow, these bosses hit really hard for an 11, but like on an 11 it was manageable. The VP on a 16 made me see the error of my ways. Taught me what I was made of, and the answer was nothing good. Yeah, I guess item level is also a huge factor, as well as how geared the group is. So my group was people that had full tier from last patch, kind of 415-ish. All right, don't stand in that. I say to myself, I haven't just stood in it. Okay. Speaking of getting away with stuff, let's pay attention, shall we? Whoops, daisy. It's funny to me that it was both the evokers. Miss Tyrna Scythe? You want Miss Tyrna Scythe back? I do not want Miss Tyrna Scythe back. What Shadowlands dungeon would I accept back? It's too soon, of course, but when the time comes, Plaguefall. Plaguefall. And the not Neltharian's Wake. What's it called? Not Spars of Ascension, the other one in Bastion that looks kind of Maldraxxus-y, but it's in Bastion. It drops a mount that I didn't get. It had the Necrotic Wake, yeah, Necrotic Wake for sure. I'm a big Necrotic Wake fan. So we're gonna a little stasis action. If they're bringing back DOS, I'm literally quitting. Yeah, DOS was too much running. I don't have a problem with the trash or the bosses in DOS. It's just too long. There's too many of them. I don't want to sit still for that long. I'm whiny apparently. I don't want. Data Dragon, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. I just got bored of running around the circle. It was just so much hoofing it. Theater of Pain had the same amount of bosses, I think. But it was a little less leggy. It was still a little leggy. I didn't hate Theater of Pain. It wasn't my favorite, but I didn't hate it. I have a friend, but I don't want it. Mozala was horrible with pugs. Had to do 3 of the totems in a 15. Oh, yikes. Top didn't have a lot of trash, mostly bosses. Yeah. The thing that made top spicy for me was the trash where you could get knocked off the platforms. The trash leading up to the Lich boss was gross. That trash was hard. That trash was very hard to heal on fortified weeks, particularly if you had an affix that didn't play nicely with it, which was most of them. But the bosses themselves were really fun. I was sweating bullets through the last boss every time because I had a tendency to get so distracted by the other mechanics that I would fail to dodge the crossing Ghost Riders. But aside from that, it was I liked the fights in there. Imagine if we get Shrine of the Storm back. I discovered when I did BFA time walking, I discovered that I don't really remember Shrine of the Storm. Clearly. Because I was in there and it was all news to me. I played BFA. Wasn't that long ago. So this has something to do with like rifling through treasure piles to get things to break his shield, which I think you can do early, but I don't want to do it early. This person, molten gold. Oh. What? Oh, I can kill it myself. Search the gold piles for magic items. Owie, owie, owie. What did I heal? Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. I'm doing a bad job here. Okay, so I'm cursed, but I can decurse myself. I made a bit of a mess of that. We can do better than that. I don't know if we'll get another phase though. Stood in some stuff. 8 seconds before my thingy goes off. Feel the burn. So we're gonna get some nice hots on everybody. There's another phase. I'm gonna focus on healing a little more this time.
Nothing but cinder.
Just mildly. That could be kind of yummy on a higher key level. That could really do something. Worst run back in BFA. Excited for augmentation. I'm interested in it. I'm curious. I don't think I'm gonna play it. I don't see a world where it's enters my specific playstyle. Thanks for the key. Do. I got a weapon that I am going to keep. Nice. Partly because it's transmog and partly because you never know. I might be able to upgrade it and I'll take a look at it. So that was an 8 key, which means that it is a veteran 4 of 8 item. It's a 411. I don't have an offhand. I don't think I won anything from Raid. I think I just greeted everything and then lost it all. I mostly want to focus on upgrading champion gear, but it's not like I'm going to run out of flight stones. And it's not like I'm using the Drake's Crest for anything else. So just to have like have it on me. I don't see why not. It costs you. Oh, so yeah, no crest because discount or something. I guess because I have a higher item level weapon, which is interesting because I wasn't sure if the upgrade system needed you to have a new season better weapon or if you could get away. So still no crests. Now it wants 1. And then for the last level, okay, so it's done. So it's a 424, which is pretty solid, honestly. It's mastery verse, which is fine for keys if you're feeling squishy, which I often am. So that'll be a nice thing to have on hand. So if I get an offhand, I can just kind of slap it on. I heard about the evoker spec, yeah. Kira left. She'll be back, but I think I'm gonna actually follow after her. I think I'm gonna take a look at it. Feet. I am tempted to upgrade stuff. That's champion gear. Those are Versa Mastery. Oh, I'm gonna recraft my Venom Stompers, but I want to get like the 4 aspects crest or whatever, so I can just do it properly once and then put it all together. But I only have 5 aspects crest because I don't do keys that high yet. I know I should just focus on doing some like mid-range gearing where I'm like just upgrading things even though they're not my forever things, but it's hard to upgrade not forever things. Feels weird. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for watching. I am going to wrap this up for the day. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. We actually got a lot of good stuff done this week. I'm gonna maybe do some Nighthold tomorrow, see if we can get some Gul'dan mounts. Then I'm sure there's also gonna be some Zaralek Caverns stuff to do. I appreciate your company. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to watch stream VODs and you don't want to watch them on Twitch, I have a stream VOD channel on YouTube now. I would be delighted if you subscribe to that if you're interested in it. I'm invested in the growth of that. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.